Welcome to the Synchronicity podcast. I am Oskar Alyhr.
And I am Frenay. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of synchronicity and holistic health.
We will discuss how unexpected events can guide us and how holistic approach to life and health can enhance our lives.
From meditation and mindfulness to alternative therapy, we cover it all.
Plus, we will have guests sharing their insights on synchronicity and well-being.
Whether you are curious about mystical coincidences or looking to improve your health, you are in the right place.
Let's get started. Welcome, listeners, honored guests, and legends. Welcome to the Synchronicity podcast with Frenay and Oskar Alyhr.
Hey, Oskar.
Hey, brother.
Nice to be here again.
Nice to be here.
I hear that you have been to Ireland to oxygen your brain.
I have a new course, a new way to breathe. No.
With your brain?
with the brain. Yeah, the thing is, my man, I went to Ireland for a couple of days, Thursday to Saturday, to learn from Patrick, who is the creator of this Oxygen Advantages. He has been doing this since start of early 2000s. So many years, and he travels around the globe giving lectures about the science behind the breathing. And just to make it really uncomplicated, because it is.
That's good.
We have 16 different ways of modulating the breath. You can breathe in through the mouth, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the nose, right? That's the different ways. Then you can breathe in deep or a long one or a short one, right? And you can breathe out a long one or a short one. Then you can hold your breath in either in or out. Right. So there is not much of a modulation you can do per se in this breath work. It is really uncomplicated. But the interesting question comes, why are we breathing through the mouth? What is it in the mouth that helps you do the breath work?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Because I've learned that it's important to breathe from the nose, like when you sleep. For many years, I breathe like, I wake up like dry mouth, and then I use like the special tape,
Yep.
It really, we configure my way to breathe at night, at least, when I'm not conscious of my breathing. So yeah, tell me more, why it's also important to breathe consciously from the mouth?
No, actually, that you are so correct. I just wanted to come to just that point.
Okay.
That there is nothing in the mouth that helps you to breathe. We got teeth, we got tongue, we got everything that helps you to eat, talk. It's only a big breath in. The nose has the nose hairs. It has turbulators that will ventilate the air. It will cool it down, heat it up. It will save the moisture in your body if you breathe through the nose. You have a gas that is so important that is created in the nose, nitric oxide. So you
by
are
humming, if I'm right.
Yeah, the humming creates 15 times more nitric oxide. So this old the om that the yogis used is there and supported by the science today. So
but you do produce it So
Yeah.
you do produce it when you breathe normally, the nitric oxide also.
Yes. So nitric
Not only by
oxide is
HAME.
created in different parts of the body,
Okay.
also in the lines of our blood vessels in this tissue. But one of the biggest part is up in the nose, and it is also there for killing the germs we breathe in, because it's a poisonous gas, but if we would breathe it in from outside of our bodies, but create it in our bodies, it's one of the most beautiful things you can have. So
it's antiseptic, so you mean like, because we know the air in the nose act as a physical filter.
Yeah.
But then this gas acts as a bacteriological filter.
Yeah.
That's a barrier, again, bacteria and microbe or whatever we breathe.
So by breathing through the nose, we will actually become less sick or ill. And it is also a gas that will widen the breathing constructs inside the lungs, and also making it easier to transport oxygen into the tissue, the gas exchange, and then out with all the rest products that we will have to breathe out. And one of the things is carbon dioxide, which is
it will dilate the alveoli in the lungs.
Yeah, and
so
the blood, all this.
So more breathing capacity.
Yeah. So just to actually experience this, I would like to bring you into one of these. Let's test it. For example, if you have a little stuck, you have fluid in the nose, you feel it a little stuck. If you breathe in through the nose now, I have a little congestion. It's there. So if we breathe a normal breath in through the nose and then out, and then we hold the nose and we nod the head up and down like 7 times. You can try it. And then we breathe in through the nose. Normal in, normal out. And then you will feel, most probably, that it actually widen a little bit. This is temporary.
Yeah.
But the more you use the nose, the better it will be at decongesting and getting this. So for me, example, I've done this for a while now, so it will take 3 or 4 times, but you might have to do it up to 7, 8 times sometimes. So this is just to experience the power of nitric oxide.
Okay.
Yeah. And this will help you breathe better. Even if you have a cold, you can actually open up the nose and all the cavities and all the beautiful things in there.
Okay.
So
sorry.
Yeah, please.
I hear you, and from where you was in Ireland is also oxygen. What is the importance of oxygen? Okay, we know the importance of oxygen, but is there too much oxygen when we breathe? Is this good? Is this bad? What is the effect when we breathe so much deeper and like repetitive deep breathing? So we know we have like this big charge of oxygen in the blood.
Yeah, you are on the right track in that question also, because in the human body, if we would take an oxygenometer here, which I have one upstairs, I should have shown you, we could see that we have between 95 to 99%. If you have 100%, you would be fully oxygenated, but that would be a bad thing, because then too much oxygen would be stuck around the red blood cells, the hemoglobin.
Okay.
So we are filled with oxygen. So why are we taking so many breaths through the mouth and think that we're going to oxygenate more? It's actually the opposites. Here is the strange thing. We already have oxygen, but what we need is actually to release it from the hemoglobin. And how do we do that? And that is by creating air hunger. Carbon dioxide, which everybody says, oh, it's a bad gas. It's a respirator. We have to breathe it out. It's actually a good thing. We need the carbon dioxide because it's a sour gas, and it is the tell sign for the body to release the oxygen around the hemoglobin and give it to the cells around in our bodies.
Okay.
So
that is a great explanation.
Thank you. So, for example, one of the best breaths you could try to simulate and try to get to is actually, there is a really old saying. I've been saying this in Jasiraga where I work. So 3 steps just to get to know your breath. So first step, breathe through your nose so quietly that your neighbor can't hear you. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are there. Okay. So step number 2, breathe so quietly and slowly through your nose that you can barely feel you can't hear your own breath, right? So when you are breathing that quietly, you're on a good step of getting it down.
Okay.
And this is also a problem. If you are already stressed and you're already into this sympathetic nervous system, and you don't have the power of getting your breathing down, this is a good step to just try getting it down. And the best way, when you finally get it down, because we want it slow and not so high up in the chest. We want it shallow. So
from the belly more.
Down in the belly, the parasympathetic, rest and digest. Nose is coupled to that. So all these kind of different breathing, it can take some time to find your breath and do this. And I would love to help you get there if you need my help.
Of course.
Yeah.
For everyone that listens.
You could call me and Sean and we will help you there. Because it's a holistic thing also. But the question is, how come that so many people, I think it's about 75%, has some kind of dysfunctional breathing pattern along with unhealthy lifestyle or body? And if you connect the mouth breathing to the stress, rest and not the rest and digest, to the stressful, the adrenaline, and you're always panting, my kids is, I will, then you're always in stress.
Stress and stress. Yeah. But it's caused by stress.
It is a wrong type of breathing will create stress. And of course, if you're stressing yourself up and you quit using your nose, you will add to the stress. There will always be a mind that is working against us in a way. As you know.
I want to jump in. I don't know why it came back to me. Like I say, when that was last year, I used step for my mouth. It changed me a lot. It changed really my way to breathe at night, better rest, not waking up like dry. Sometimes I will wake up and like your tongue is like choking you, because.
Yeah.
But I don't know what came back to me, but how long? Many, many years ago, 20 years ago, more or less, maybe.
Wow.
A bit less. I was to what is her name again? oh, now I forgot the name of the technique, kinesiotherapy. So muscle reflex to work with the body. And through that work, we come to a trauma. And this trauma had made me that actually I could not breathe by my nose at the time. I didn't know because I was just like 20 something, not really self-aware at that time. But after doing the work with the physiotherapist, I forgot the exact name. I will find it out and put it in comment. Muscle reflex. The next morning I wake up, and the first time in my life I was like, I could breathe.
Wow.
Like it was really like my first breath.
Wow.
I always had breathed by my mouth, but of course, many years after, I was still sleeping and breathing through my mouth when I was breathing. But I literally didn't realize it, but I was not breathing by my nose, actually. I always breathe mostly by my mouth.
Yeah.
Because I was really conscious, like, oh, wow, I breathe.
Yeah.
Um,
And that is how come you started using mouth tape? Who got you into that? And what?
Well, that was always a person that I connect with. That did actually was a hypnotherapist also, and by contact, actually, she knew the person who had I forgot the name of the company for the tape, and then so one more time.
Myo tape. Nothing.
It can be. Well, anyway, she was also selling those types, so she had a lot, and she said, you should really try it. And I give it a try. It really changed my life when it comes to breathing at night. So it gives you more rest, a better night's sleep.
Yeah.
And then on the day, during the day, I will focus also on breathing through my nose, even if I sport, whatever. When you sport, it's a bit more difficult. You're like, you run,
like everything else, work yourself up to the peak where you can hold your breath. It will take time, but we will get there. But yes.
And then and also, because you say like when you have a little cold, by example, is the airway full congested.
Yeah.
But forcing yourself to breathe by the nose, actually, you don't need nose spray. In the beginning, it's hard because it's like, I cannot breathe. But you force yourself, and one or another will free itself, and then you will be able to breathe because you force yourself, and then the body is really great. He fixes itself.
Yes.
If you give him the right tools or the right exercise. Actually, you can release yourself from having your nose full and not be able to breathe by your nose by forcing. In the beginning, you have to force it because it's full, and then you evacuate whatever have to come out, and you can breathe.
Yes. It is so interesting. And as we spoke about this last time, I think, or one of the other podcasts, it's about if you don't use it, you lose it. So in the beginning, when you start using your nose, it will be more of a struggle. It's a learning period for the body to catch up to what you have not used for a while. So it will be more resistance, but it will be better and get better. Just believe in it.
Yeah, like for everything, breathing in that way is also being conscious of what you are doing, being present into the action of breathing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it is. I just want to come back to the carbon dioxide that you speak about, because I hear other people speak about breathing technique, but I like the way you come into the science of it, about the fact that someone that's breathe normally, because we say we breathe like 20%, you might know that more than me, like we never breathe really fully. And become more and the breath is really apparently really important for healing, for many things, for the whole physiology of the body. Breathing a bit deeper, but like you say, we have always the right amount of oxygen only if you are sick or you have different issues.
Yeah.
Ah. And but the role of carbon dioxide, there is, like you say, it's a bit like the bad guy, but actually we have to make sure that we have enough carbon dioxide or use it to start to work to release more oxygen into the cell,
Yes.
to work with the parasympathetic system.
Yeah.
Can you go a bit more into that?
Yes, because without the carbon dioxide, and the thing is also what I spoke about earlier, is that when we don't use it, we lose it. So if we now have started using our mouth from around 6 years of age, we start getting this dysfunctional breathing, and that will continue along. The teenage won't help, man. The teenage times, we just even more. So we teach our brain to handle a certain amount of carbon dioxide. So if I breathe in, breathe out, and hold my breath, it will take an amount of time before my brain tells me, too much carbon dioxide has gotten up. I need to take a breath, man, now. So the carbon dioxide is actually the bell that the brain says, oh, breathe, ding, 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 now. And we can teach the brain to handle more amount of this.
Okay.
So there is
like people that do apnea.
Yeah, and there are actually quite a few, I learned, people that are runners or athletes and do marathons that actually can't handle that much carbon dioxide. They get really flustered if they try to hold a breath. So there is a way to, of course, test your body's way of handling this stress, this carbon dioxide, and to see how, and when you have done the test, you can use training to get this up and going so that you can handle the breathlessness better. This will in overall help you with your sleep, and sleep is important because, as you said, this is a regenerative cycle where you really have to sleep well to wake up and feel well. So if you don't breathe well, you won't sleep well, you won't regenerate well, you will continue to the day where you are not waking up and feeling happy and having that smile that we spoke about, but you are feeling tired and you don't really want to do this, and you continue this, and you are stressful, and you are watching your mail coming in, and that stress.
Just add it and add it.
Yes, sir. And we do this for many years, and it's not strange when you think about it, that the wrong type of breathing can get you down the wrong path in life.
Yeah, it's really important. Now you speak about that around 6 years of age, we start to lose the natural breathing. We know baby, when you observe a baby, they always breathe by the nose and the belly go up and down.
Yes, sir.
It's never the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there a way we can help our kids, for people who have kids, to teach them to keep that breathing, that natural breathing, and so they don't lose it when they go up?
Yes, there is, and there is many ways. And as always, they do what we do, not what we say. So if you actually start doing what is need to be done to change your way of living and breathing, that will add to theirs. But of course, Patrick McEwen, who has this oxygen advantages, and I am now to become an instructor, I have to do I have to do a test, and I have to do 3 case studies and such to actually become a signed trainer in this, which I will be. But he has been working with a lot of kids, because there you have such a great start. If you can get a kid from the beginning to start and continue breathing through the nose, then you will have a beautiful life ahead of that person, hopefully. You never know when it comes
Yeah,
to
of
life, but
course.
it will still serve you. Screwballs.
Yeah.
But yes, there is a way. And yeah, please.
And just want to come to that, because the first thing you say is about kids learn by repeating what we do, not what we say.
Mm.
And I think it's really important, whatever the domain, but here about breathing, as parents, as adults, and if we are just not a parent, but we have kids around us as a teacher or whatever, or sport coach, to take responsibility, to know that, okay, as a parent, I want my kids to be the best it can be, have the best life, have the best health. But it's really important to remind ourselves, okay, he will do what I do. So by improving myself as a parent, I am offering my kids actually a great way to be great, to be healthy, to be smart, whatever you want to be. But is as adult, improving us as adult will make our kids, or the kids we have contact with, take example. It's even the best way than just try, like you said, just teach them with word, but then not doing it with our action.
Yes.
So it's why it's important as an adult to develop ourselves, whatever the way.
Yeah.
And here with the breathing, giving the best example. We can make exercise with our kids. Of course, it's a debate we can have about school system. I know you have some school in some place in the world, they make meditation with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, here in Sweden, for example, in other place, but if you have teacher that listen, doesn't take much. You can reach to us, to Oskar, about you have many kids that have different problem with attention deficit or whatever. I know that breathing technique, making time for 5 minutes, beginning of the class, little breathing technique, bring this nervousness of this activity, and go on with it.
And exactly what you said before, the thing with when you're focusing on your breath, you're getting mind-body connection. And that is a way to actually land it in the now, right? So by just doing one of these, you will
the monkey mind.
Yeah. Power of the mind. Clear your mind. They will be more present. And with a breath that is not stressed, you will have children that actually has the possibility to listen to what you say instead of sitting there thinking about, oh, look, what a butterfly. I want to go. I wonder what my... So, and this goes to us grown-ups as the kids. This cannot be wrong.
And just give me a great idea. I have to remind it after.
Yes. We're going to work schools, aren't we?
Yeah. To talk with the teacher of my kids.
Yeah.
He could be a pilot.
Yes, let's do a pilot study and just bring it there. This would be amazing. Yeah. I've been thinking about this.
I think it is.
And there was something else I was thinking about. Just for an example, I went with my kid to the doctor yesterday. And I said to the doctor that my kid has a dysfunctional breathing, especially when he has this cold asthma. And when I said this, he's kind of looked at me and said, what do you work with? I said, I'm a and he went like, a little bit condescending in a way. But this stuck in my mind because I've been rumbling it a little bit in my mind. After that, when I said, he turned to me and said, yeah, I know you are a father and that there is some things you want to try with him, but actually a kid, just leave him be and he will be fine. And in that, I went like, yeah, I can't agree with you, but I couldn't say this to him. And that, I think this is what annoys me, because sometimes I would like to speak up and say, I don't agree with you. Because if
You can.
you let a kid continue breathing through the mouth, that kid will teach itself that it's a good thing to be stressed and always be in the sympathetic, the fight and flight. Breathing through the mouth is directly, you can try this all. If you just open your mouth and breathe 10 times really quickly.
Yeah. But
you will feel
I
stressed.
I just have this image in my head
Mm.
for people who listen, you know, I have connection and intuition. So I just saw animal. When you see animal, a cow grazing, whatever animal is grazing or a lion chilling, they breathe by the nose. You can see that here in winter when you see animal, you see the fume coming out. Most of them, the fume come by the nose. Now you make them one, then they open them out, or if it's extremely hot, because different cooling system, but animals breathe by the nose naturally. And, you know, everything is in nature. We just have to go back to let it be to nature, but we are human. We have the great opportunity to have choice and to do whatever we want, consciously or not.
Yeah.
And it's why we never develop fully. Just few of us develop fully, and maybe not like a tree. But for the breathing, when you look at an animal, is that image that I got, they breathe by the nose naturally.
Yeah. Yes.
And for many animals, depend the climate, is extremely important that they do.
Yes.
But we are animal. I think many people forget that at the best, okay, we have consciousness. Animals have consciousness too. This was a debate. But we are just animal. We are physiologically speaking not much different than a cow. Or okay, we don't have four stomachs, same if sometimes it will be nice. Sorry.
No.
But if we look at nature, science, aerodynamic, or they look at nature to make airplane or to make boat or whatever, because nature have the best. The wing of an airplane is light and solid because it's like a beehive structure. We cannot make better than that. And if we look in nature for the breathing, just as an example, just to like see the fact.
Yeah.
If you look at your animal, your dog or whatever, at home, you can see they breathe by the nose.
Yeah.
And we can come back to that, like, okay, yeah, if nature does like that, why we should not?
Yeah.
Why we do differently when we are stressed? Or
if you have done something for 40 years and it has brought you this, why not try the other way that somebody, yeah, you can try this and it will make you feel better. Try that for 4 weeks and see if it works.
Yeah, again, as an example, because I cannot speak for the, okay, I have many study on that, but as a personal experience, just learning to breathe by my nose when I was sleeping, so put a tape on my mouth, it really changed my physiology, it changed my body. It was many things coupled to that, but it made a big change in me.
Yeah, but weren't you scared when you taped your mouth? Isn't that scary that you feel like you're suffocating or?
No. No, because of course, if you have a cold, your nose is really full. It didn't happen to me when I did it. But same during the night, I did work, but it's like I say, when you have a cold that is full and you force yourself to breathe by the nose, it frees itself. When you have your tape on your mouth, you breathe by your mouth, by your nose. So naturally, your nose doesn't become stuck during the night. Maybe one is closed for the other one, but that I think it's a normal process.
Yeah.
Maybe you know more about it. But no, it's not scary. You know, I never wake up like, oh, I cannot breathe. I cannot breathe. I don't know. I cannot guarantee anybody that it will not happen, that they might awake. I feel like, oh, I'm stuck because they really have a bad cold and whatever the reason, because everyone is different. but it's just it's like a little plaster tape, you know. It's nothing hard. So same, open your mouth hard, and you can open your mouth.
Yeah.
You just keep your lips shut, so you don't breathe by your mouth. But if you buy special tape for that, it doesn't. I suppose you have different brand. I don't know them,
Yeah.
but you can look it up. Don't use duct tape.
Duct tape is not a good idea. No, I agree
If
on
you
that.
use duct tape, take Gorilla. Duct tape is the best.
I have another one that I used when I worked for Anticimex. It's green and it keeps. Damn, man, it's good. But
No, okay.
the micro,
Disclaimer: don't do that.
there are a few safety precautions when you tape your mouth, I would say. And if you are drunk, don't do it. It might be smart, actually. And if you're really having a stuck cold that doesn't work when you are using that unclearing your nose kind of a breath work, you can leave it for a while, just whilst the cold are there. And then you can tape again when it's over. But for me, I'm like you. We 7 billion different ways to do it because we are all different, just as you said. For me, it works. And I use 3M tape, the micropore, the doctor tape. The white one is for me the best. The brown has a little more glue on it. Doesn't bother me. When you take it off, there is a good thing to try, and that is to wipe with your tongue.
Wet it, make it wet,
Wet
so
it,
it can get
wipe
off
it,
easily.
and then you pull it off, because otherwise you can get your lips kind of worn down.
Yeah.
But I actually had 3 years ago, I had the same epiphany as you did, and I think you were before me. But during one of the breathing sessions, somebody said about this mouth taping, and I was going like, that sounds a bit invasive. What if I will kidnap myself every night? That's pretty invasive.
Your wife will be happy.
He's quite, because you know what? I snored like a hurricane every night. But the thing is, then I have a story about this. My father, he was a snorer, and he used 2 of these fire forks up his nostrils.
Okay.
Yeah, to clear it. And he still snored. Nothing happened. So when I was thinking about, it's pretty invasive with that tape, you're getting, I thought about my father, like,
it's okay.
It's totally fine. Tape is not invasive. I will try. So I said to myself, I will try tape for, 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, there is a sufficient time to actually go through some part of life where you are tired, you're having a drink, you're having, so you try different periods. You will have a cold maybe, and so forth.
Yeah.
So during that time, you will have a good, what's it called? When you can
A good routine, a good, I know what you mean.
can look back
The
at
word
the period and say like, it helps, right?
Yeah, you have a good stretch of period also
Yeah.
for the body to adapt.
Exactly. So for the listeners that suddenly decide like, oh, mouth taping, that's not so invasive, let's try. Give it enough of a time. For me, the first 3 nights were kind of harsh, and I used just office tape like this. I thought it was, I was so obstructed. My nose is crooked. I don't have the right flow, most probably. But nowadays, I can breathe through the nose when I walk up the steepest mountains. I have a good use of the nose. And
How is your snoring?
Yeah, that's a problem. And I think it's like 40 years of not using the muscles in the right way, because then they fall back. So it will take a couple of more years to reposition them. And also, they've done a lot of tests. You can look it up there on the internet and see the taped the noses of two monkeys for a couple of months, and they totally lost their structure in the face, the teeth and everything. You know, people that breathe through the mouth have worse mouth hygiene, like teeth and gums and everything like that, because you're dry. You're drying this.
Yeah.
So you are keeping the moisture inside. You have better mouth hygiene if you close your mouth and use the nose. It's just better, and it's kind of.
I think it's something we rarely look at. It is people see the body as part, your nose, your eyes, your ear, your mouth, and whatever, but it's really all working together. And like when you just take the head, breathing, when you know the cavity inside your sinus is huge. It's like you can put a lot in it.
Yeah. Like a car. No, you cannot. But
little one, you can. Go see an emergency room. I'm sure they all have story. They put stuff out of nose of kids, like, oh my God, or adult. Okay, it was a story. But oh, my mind go far now. Like you say, the correlation between if you breathe by your mouth or by your nose, the effect, like, because in the mouth, like just to take the point you say, the saliva is full of mineral. Those minerals actually feed and restructure the enamel on the teeth. So it's not logic that if you breathe by your mouth, you're all dry, you don't have this saliva with antibacterial, and it helps actually your teeth. So it makes sense. The fact you don't breathe by your nose, the muscle inside doesn't work. So the structure, your bone structure is really malleable. You know, you have those people that want to get a bigger jaw. They have like this special gum that they can bite on.
Yes.
But they do that like for 3 months. It really changed the bone structure.
Yes, and this is the part.
So all is correlated.
Yeah.
So your breathing is the same. And I know that you have to, maybe you know, but I'm sure you know better than me for that. Like when you breathe, the air flow on the back, so closer to the brain. I know that it have effect. It gives an effect also on your physiology, on the brain function.
Yeah.
Like I said, that I really know just on a little surface. I don't know if you have dig into that.
It's 31 things that happens inside. 31 things that happens inside the nose. So there's
31. Oh my God.
31 things. So, and this is one and destroys a lot of things. But anyway, may I catch you up on that breathing? Because this is pretty interesting. I think you and I might have done this before, but I would like the listener and you, Jean, to focus on the breath in through the nose. And we're going to take it quite kind of slow and quietly. So imagine you're breathing in high up in the nose. And then you imagine that the flow out goes low in the nose. Focus that breathing. Feel the warm air going out. And then when it's time to breathe in, you breathe in the middle of the nose. And feel the cold air go into the middle cavity. And then when you're breathing out, the warmer air in the top one. So you rotate between 3 different levels in the nose. For me, I can feel it kind of clearly, but this takes some time to find the intra-perspective and the body-mind connection.
It's kind of... Sorry, I cut you.
Please.
It's like... I don't think we did that together.
No.
We did a few things. So, but yeah, it really feel... I can feel my brain. It's like... F1.
That is so interesting how you can feel, and you can play with it. This is I got it from a friend of mine, Rickard, who's a Feldenkrais, and he said this is one of the parts that you actually can use to get rid of snoring. So I started working on the anti-snoring workout. So this is one of the parts. Sorry, I will just have to clear the sinuses. So, yeah.
It got me really like a bit.
Woozy.
It's not that I took more oxygen or breathe deep, but it really like activates something in the brain. Like I can feel like the front, like here on top, the front of my brain, and a bit on the back, and like
yeah,
kind of
just
not high, but a bit floating like that.
Yeah, I think it's a good one to focus your mind and get the focus on the breathing, because what I would like and what I was taught now, just to go back to what we spoke about, I think on another podcast we said that there are different breathing techniques for different times, and the same is with meditation, different for different times. But then we have what I would say, I would invite you all to use this slow breathing through the nose as a baseline. If you can teach yourself this nose breathing, low in and slow out, just create this beautiful air hunger and don't be oblivious of your breathing, but notice it. That will bring you into the time, the now, and into your body. This is a good base to use every day.
Yeah, and not only it will make us calmer, but it will make us present.
Yeah.
And then whatever the chaos of work, whatever around it, you will be able to deal with it way more efficiently, because when you are calm inside through the breath, through this calm breath, because you give work to the monkey mind.
Yeah.
So the monkey mind cannot rage too much, but then great idea and solution to whatever you are dealing with on the present moment came. Again, we come back to this holistic form of treating everything, and a simple breath work like that, just focusing on a slow breath, bring back your immune system, your nervous system down, and your immune system go up like strong. And yeah, it has so many effects, not only on being more calm, but being more present, being more focused, have more ID, be able to act and not react. Whatever the situation, it can be emotional situation, it can be work related, physical. So yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
With pleasure. Thank you, Sean. It is always a pleasure to talk to you, and when you're picking the right questions and the right is beautiful. Thank you for this.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, it's really good that, if more and more people now, I think, that are interesting with breath work. And so much more study came out also, like really like university really study it, and it's more concrete science now, with the physiologic effect, the mental effect. And so it's really great that people like you put that out more and say, okay, I will be a teacher in that. I will learn myself, protect myself, and share that out. So more and more people will be touched by it and then can improve their own life. So that is a great thing.
Yes, I think we will have a great synergy effect.
Yeah.
You who are into the mind and the mindfulness, and you also done the military service, where you found that when you connect to your body, you actually can get more out of it. So you've been there by yourself, you taught yourself, or you were given the energy or the idea. I don't know how you would describe just that, but I remember you telling that you were standing there looking yourself in the mirror and loving yourself, and with that you are connected to the body, and with that you will be able to achieve more. That is a beautiful thing. And if we then can bring science and the breath work and everything to connect to this.
Yeah, but it's not new science, of course, because you go to the Tibet and they know that for like 3,000-4,000 years.
Yeah, they said this from the beginning.
It's like we make it knowable. I don't know if it's a term, but like put it back out. Because it had been suppressed, it didn't have been taught. It was like secret teaching before between some little group. But like what you say, for me, more than 20 years ago, I had this experience. I learned myself things, I practiced them. It's over the year, many years after, that I learned more about whatever is breathing, meditation, energy work, this kind of thing, to develop myself. And on the breathing side of it, like I explained at like really long times ago in the beginning of my journey, I had this amazing moment where like after a treatment, like it's basically energetical treatment, psychologic with I still cannot put the name on it. Muscle.
We'll write it in the comments. Or
really, the word is like out of my head. But anyway, I could breathe. It's a revelation, like realizing that before you was not breathing by your nose. At least I was breathing, of course, but not by my nose.
Yeah.
I make 20 years without breathing. Yes. I'm good. No, but so it was really a big revelation for me, like, wow. And after realizing I still not breathe correctly. And over the year, you realize it, because when I start, the person who make me realize, hey, you breathe really much by your mouth. I was not aware of that neither. I knew I could breathe by my nose. I was doing it partly. I don't know if it changed, over the year, because of course, at one point I was like not breathing by my nose. Then I breathe by my nose. So it was like a big change, like, oh yeah, I breathe by my nose. But over the year, I breathe less or not correctly by my nose, less consciously, pardon. Until I really realized, okay. And then I tried the tape at night. It really changed my consciousness around my own breathing. And you say I did it alone, or I know I have my guide, and I've been guided a lot, same if I was alone. But I also meet people, because we never do anything alone. You can think you are alone, but we are always guided, and trust me, we have so many being, guide, whatever you call it, that are there, observe us and give us what we need if we want to listen. But also around us, if you're open, you meet people that talk to you, you meet a book, it can be from a movie, it can be from everywhere. We get message and we get help. And it's also good to ask, like people who listen to us today or in the months to come, when they will see this podcast episode, something brought you to listen to this. Something brought you, Oskar, to you have more to life than my job, whatever, and you start a path, and you end up with breathing technique and other technique. And the same for me. And now we have met for some times, and we come with this together. And so it's always, we are never alone really in achieving anything. And you achieve always more together. It's a bit side point from the breathing, but
no, but
I think it's important for everyone
it's all connected in a way. The synchronicity.
Nobody's self-made fully.
We're running into the last few minutes of this show. And is there something you would like to add? Yeah, I have one thing that I was thinking when you spoke about the question is, why are we breathing through the mouth then? And the only answer I can come up with is because it's easier. There is no resistance. But the problem in life is that resistance makes you stronger.
Yeah.
So by breathing through the nose, you're strengthening the diaphragm. The diaphragm is your central stabilizing muscle that keeps your whole core up and running. So if you're not using the nose, you're not strengthening your core. And this will bring you, as we said, breathing through the mouth is not good for you in the bitter end.
Is there anything positive by breathing in or out from the mouth? Is there any, in your knowledge? Now we invite everybody and us to go check more of it.
Mm-hmm.
But is there anything positive? Maybe not on a physical level, but maybe more energetical or on the different way, and that is positive.
Yeah, the thing is that we can, by the mouth, regulate our own system. So we can, if we need to, get into the fight and flight. And that's where we need the mouth, more air, more breathing out the carbon dioxide, getting this regulation of the body. So we still need the mouth, but we are also conscious beings that somehow changed it to always breathe through the mouth, where we are then in this loop of sympathetic drive, the stress drive. And if we look at that, 75% of the whole Western world are actually not feeling well and breathing wrong. What if we change to nose breathing, and that will make us more healthier, more self-aware? All these things that we are talking about, that is health.
Yeah.
So yes, the mouth is needed still.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In this last little bit, with what you say again, with this modern world we live in, a lot of stress, and then the more breathing that is making more stress. It's a bit again, okay, the chicken and the egg. Is that the society creates the stress that make us be in this fight and flight response all the time, and that is a lot of study on that. We know it. But now on the mouth breathing, is that because we live in this stressful environment that the system is always. So my take on it now, as I say that, is like, it's just my take. The society creates that we are stressed. So we come with this way to breathe by the mouth, up in the chest, and at all different levels, of course. And then consciously, as human beings, we have to go back to, despite the fact we live in a stressful environment, with the society we live in, and consciously go back to the now nose breathing and calm down the nervous system, the parasympathetic system, and counterbalance the the effect that society has on us.
Yeah. And either way, how it all starts, it all ends with a good breath, I would say. You can end your
you start life with a breath and you die with a breath.
Yeah. Breath in when you get out from the womb, breath out when you say goodbye. So during the life, if we want to break the cycle of stressful living, try breathing through the nose, focus there. And as always, be curious. What we say, take that, look it up, find your way, experiment with your breath. It's only by
Stay with it.
experimenting with our body, because this is our vessel. If we don't know it, we don't know how to drive it. We are all different.
Yeah.
Be curious and love yourself.
Yes, I'm into that.
So to all the listeners out there, and to you, Sean, I will say thank you for a beautiful talk.
Thank you, Oskar, for your expertise on it. Thank you for everyone to listen, and see you next time.
See you
Stay
next
curious.